only here to wish you all the best. The Gambian people have spoken, and I'm not listening. You know it's a classic. I wish you all the best. The country. Yeah, Gambia. Yeah, I need to miss the Gambia. Yeah, Gambia. Yeah, I need to grab a people. Yeah, Gambia. I need to miss the Gambia. Yeah, Gambia. Yeah, I need to grab a people. Yeah, Gambia. Yeah, why you miss the Gambia? Yeah, Gambia. Yeah, why you grab a people? Yeah, Gambia. Yeah, why you miss the Gambia? Yeah, Gambia. Why you grab a people?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to Gambia Gist Show. My name is Salifu So, excuse me. And if you are new in this on this channel, I want you to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, and also click on the like button because the time is crucial right now. I want you to share the information too with all our friends. Share it in all your Facebook groups. We need to talk about this terrible disease that is affecting the world as a whole. Gambians, I would like us to forget about politics for 1 minute. Let us forget about politics for the next 2 months or 3 months coming. Let's think about how we could come together and solve this issue that we are facing right now. As we all know, the world is going through a lot of problems right now because of one thing. One thing is the cause of a lot of things in this world. Even the developed countries are bowing down. They can't do anything. Gambians, we need to understand that this disease, this virus is very serious. We need to understand that this virus is very serious. And we need to take strategic measures to eradicate this virus from our country. We are lucky we don't have not a lot of people that are infected in our country. If you go at the other side of the West African, the other side of West Africa, our neighbors, they have about 100 to 200 cases. As at now, Gambians, we don't have a lot of cases, and we don't want to reach that level where we'll have a lot of cases and we won't be able to deal with it. I'm doing this live video for us to talk about this because it's very serious, and my condolences go to the family of the person that died from the coronavirus in our country. I was watching the state of the state of public emergency of our country. I was listening to what some people were giving us suggestions, and I felt like people were using their emotion. People were making decisions based on their emotions. People were not thinking right. Gambians. We need to wake up. If our old leaders cannot make serious decisions, why don't we bring our youth together? We can fight this virus. I heard someone saying we should have 90 days lockdown, but hold a minute. We are, first of all, in a in a country that is poor. Our country is not that rich as the developed countries. People have to go outside, go and hustle to get money to eat in the evening. Yet, this person is talking about 90 days lockdown. Now, if we are going to go for 90 days lockdown, what's the purpose of this 90 days lockdown? I'm not against I'm not against suggestions. I'm not against people that that are making suggestions, but you have to make reasonable suggestions and make sure that they make sense. Okay? You can't talk about 90 days lockdown. Even the Western countries don't have a 90 days lockdown because you don't know the impact of this 90 days lockdown on the economy. 90 days lockdown. Do you know what that means? That's like 3 months. How will people survive for 3 months? How will the government feed? How will the government feed our people for 3 months? That's the question. Even the loan that that the World Bank granted us, the loan we took from the World Bank is not going to solve that issue. We need to make sure that we don't make decisions based on our emotions, but based on reasonable thoughts. We need to have a committee that is going to brainstorm on the situation and come up with good ideas, great ideas that is going to help us tackle this issue. I won't say most, but all the cases, all the infected people that we have in our country are all imported. That means they came from outside. Now, if outside, people come from outside is a problem, then we have to close outside. We have to close our borders so people from outside will not come inside our country. Because let me tell you something, Gambians. Once this virus is in the country, it's going to duplicate, it's going to multiply and multiply. And by the end of the day, we will go from 3 people infected to thousands infected. That's not what I wish for. But I'm just saying, if our government do not take strategic decision to eradicate this virus in our country, we are all going to die, Gambians. We are all going to die, Gambians. And this is not me doing politics and all that. No, this is not about politics. Like I said, at this point of the time, we need to all come together, UDP, APC, whatever. We need to come together and form one team to be able to beat this virus. What the government needs to do, this is a suggestion for me. People are living a lot people are living in rural areas where they don't have access to water, they don't have access to good food, to good health. They're exposed to a lot of diseases. Basically, these people are poor. It's hard for them to find food to eat. If you are going to put all these people into a 90 days lockdown, meaning no one is going to come out of their house for 90 days, what do you think will happen? If you don't give them food, what do you think will happen? When someone is hungry, you can't stop that person for looking for food. Whether he has to go through to fire, he has to go through death and all that. He is going to do everything to be able to survive. You can't stop people from feeding. If you are going to go for a 90 days lockdown, you have to make sure that you feed all these people. You get them food to eat, and not just them, but I'll say the whole of Gambia. Because if you are going for a 90 days lockdown, we will have to close our shops, our stores, all the activities that we do to be able to get a lot of money, to make money, to feed ourselves, to pay our bills, to pay our house rent, we'll have to stop that. And if we have to stop all that, government has to take charge of all these bills. Government will have to support all Gambians through this 90 days lockdown. Now, why do I say 90 days lockdown is very stupid? Because we don't need so many days to just eradicate this virus. No, that's why I said we have to think strategically. You can't just make decisions based on our emotions. How many countries in this world have taken a 90 days lockdown? How many? If someone can tell me how many, then I'll shut up. No one has taken it because it will be a serious impact on the economy. Can you imagine everybody is locking up everything? Nothing is working. Banks are closed, restaurants are closed, a lot of shops are closed. Can you imagine? Taxes are not going to be paid. There's no money that's going to be flowing in the economy. We are going to go on a total economic crisis right after this virus. We could go for a 2 weeks lockdown. Make sure that everybody's at home. Find a place where we are going to put everybody that is living on the streets. Make sure that we provide them with food. I bet you if we do it for 2 weeks, we are going to eradicate this virus from our country. 2 weeks lockdown is enough to eradicate this virus from our country. Just 2 weeks. Why do you need 90 days? Why do you need 3 months? Like, what's the essence of what's the point of 90 days? That do the member of parliament, when they make decisions, do they even think? Do they even have sense? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that this coming from intellectual people who call themselves intellectuals that have gone to school come up with this idea. This is what I have to say. Let me know what you have to say. Let me know what you think about my suggestions. Let me know what you think about some of the decisions made by some member of the parliament in the comment section. Thank you very much.